is 9659.
In the month of May, I spent a good amount of time in the movie theaters. May was a relatively good month for movies, in my opinion. Now that we're entering the summer blockbuster releases, we are gonna get tons of movies to watch and tons of movie to miss. I technically started off my month watching Challengers, even though this movie did come out late April. I didn't get to watch it until May 1st-ish. I didn't get to watch it on its release date because I was out with a couple of friends. This movie is directed by Luca Guadagnino. I'm sorry if I fucked up that name. Also, I'm sorry if I sound like Charlie from Spy League Friends. I'm still sick. The movie obviously stars Zendaya, Mike Feist, and Josh O'Connor. And what can I say about this movie other than it's an expected, consistent film by Mr. Luca? Luca Guadagnino has been credited for, or has made, some really great movies in the past, including Call Me By Your Name and one of my personal favorite movies of all time, Bones and All. So when I found out he was making a movie with Zendaya and another coming-of-age-esque film, I wasn't gonna miss it. Even though Twitter blew up about it, blah, 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 I had my reasons to watch this, and he just didn't fail. I believe he's currently hitting his prime where he's just dropping absolute banger after banger. I believe every movie, or most movies he's made, have been financially successful, and I know this movie has been financially successful. This movie has great character to it, a great sense of humor, a great drama aspect. This movie has you on the edge of your seat. It makes you feel for these characters, and that's not taking credit away with Zendaya's performance and Josh O'Connor's performance and Michael Feist's performance in this film, because all three of these characters collectively, especially Josh and Mike, they can carry this movie on their back. The writing just happens to help, and the way they interact with one another makes it feel so genuine and so true. Even though the movie has a wild concept story of two friends fighting over one love, I mean, it's just a love triangle film, and it's honestly a great movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was funny at times, and I thought it was genuinely intriguing, and I wanted to keep watching it. I wouldn't be surprised if this movie got any type of nomination during award season later on. But with that being said, I give Challengers an 8.2 out of 10. Now, the next movie I want to talk about is Ryan Gosling's The Fall Guy. Now, honestly, when I first saw the trailer for this movie, I didn't think it would be any good. I just thought it was another corny action comedy movie that wouldn't land any laughs. I decided to watch it one random weekend, and to say I was impressed would be an understatement. Ryan Gosling is coming off his LeBron James performance in Barbie, and so he has a lot riding on his shoulder. This movie was also directed by David Leitch. This movie low-key blue-balled me because for some reason when I saw directed by, my mind read David Lynch. So for a couple of weeks before actually watching this movie, I did no research. I was kind of like, why the fuck is David Lynch's name on this? And then I come to find out it was not David Lynch, it was David Leitch, who still did a good job. David Leitch's director was a former stuntman himself, so for him to be able to pick up this movie and do what he did was really, really fun. Emily Blunt is also obviously this movie, but this movie surprised me. This movie made me feel. This movie had an emotional component to it, and most importantly, this movie was actually funny. Thought a lot of the jokes landed, and a lot of the jokes genuinely made me laugh. And the movie does a good job of making you want to root for the heroes and making you want to boo the villains. With that being said, I gave Fall Guys an official score of an 8.5 out of 10. Now we hit a movie that unfortunately didn't do as good as it should have. In my opinion, one of the best revenge movies I've seen in a long time, and I'm talking, of course, of Bill Skarsgård's Boy Kills World. And my god, did I have such a good time watching this. And it broke my heart when I found out that this movie broke only $3 million in the box office, because we will never get another movie like this. Moritz Moore directorial debut is a great movie. Bill Skarsgård's performance is a great performance. It almost makes you forget that he was Pennywise. The only thing I have to say about this movie is it does take a while to get used to the Bob's Burger voice or Archer voice, whichever you prefer him as, but this movie is fun, funny, amazing action sequences, and it looks pretty, and I'm a sucker for pretty looking movies. And the most important thing to me for comedy action movies is that both things have to land. You can't have one or another, and this movie had both. I don't know why this movie didn't do as good as it should have. I don't know why this movie didn't get the credit it deserved. It's a great revenge tale at the end of the day, and it was genuinely fun to watch. It breaks my heart that we let this movie fail. It breaks my heart that this movie didn't get the marketing it should have or the support it should have, because I genuinely thought this movie was really, really good. I personally gave Boy Kills World an 8.2 8.8 out of 10. The next movie I'm talking about is Kingdom of Planet of the Apes. Now, I'm not gonna tell you that this movie was bad. The movie was okay. That's the problem. The fact that this movie's picking up after Matt Reeves' perfect Planet of the Apes trilogy, it leaves a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth. A long story short, I just felt as this movie was unnecessary. I understand you want to further the story, but there's also really good arguments that the movie could have ended at war for. Storytelling was okay, the villain was okay, human aspect of the movie was okay. That's just the problem with this movie. It was just okay. I gave Kingdom Planet of the Apes an official score of 7.4 out of 10. Now is when we hit the shits. Now is when we really hit the fucking lows of the lows. The Strangers Chapter 1 was probably the biggest waste of time I've had in May. The fact that when watching Strangers, I had a big fucking cage in front of my vicinity, so the movie pissed me off. When I see movies that are so ass, it pisses me off. This movie is the biggest cliche I've ever seen in my life. All the characters are dumb. Obviously, I know The Strangers has a fan base, and the movie that came out a couple of years ago before this wasn't as bad. I thought it was okay, and the 2008 movie is a classic. So the fact that we have this to watch nowadays, it's so fucking bad. Everything about this movie is bad. There's nothing good about it. I thought the slasher killers, I thought they degraded them a lot. I didn't think they were as scary. I thought they were kind of cringe. Oh my god, the two main characters of this film, cringe as fuck. And I know I had that girl from Riverdale in it, and it's probably the only reason I stayed and watched the movie. But other than that, the movie was just bad. There was no cool kills. There was no cool, like, anything. Like, there was no cool ambience. The jump scares were pretty shit. It was boring. It wasn't suspenseful. And this is a movie that middle schoolers go and watch and tell their friends was good because they don't have any concept of good horror medium. The fact that we're gonna get another one is insane to me. The fact that they made a stupid fucking post-credit scene to set up another one is fucking insane to me. I gave The Strangers a 4.3 out of 10. Now, thankfully, we're hitting a little bit of a spike back up, and I'm talking about Jane Schuburn. I Saw the TV Glow, A24's distributed movie. Now, when I found out about this movie, I saw a trailer for it while watching Civil War with one of my friends, and what intrigued me about this movie, just like everybody else, was how pretty the movie looked. The color grading looked good, the cinematography looked good, and that automatically caught my eye. This movie was an eye catcher from the beginning, and I had a little bit of concern, besides the fact that one of my favorite musicians, Alex G, was behind the score of this film, which is amazing. I did my research about Miss Jane Schuburn, and she was in charge of the horror movie Let's Go to the World's Fair, and I know that movie got a lot of critical praise, but it got a lot of bad reviews. It got a lot of shit on it, and I was really hoping this wouldn't be the case. With I Saw the TV Glow, I was really rooting for this movie, and it wasn't. The movie was good. I saw this with a couple of buddies of mine. Ooh. Oh! Put it back. How many aura points is that?
To watch, guys. We're here to watch.
I saw the pussy go out.
Oh.
Freaky Pool and Zestaween. Godzilla.
In the theater. No recording in the theater.
So please report suspicious or disruptive behavior.
Besides the movie being pretty, besides the movie having great cinematography and great color grading altogether, I love how the colors pop out. The movie's storytelling was great. It makes you feel bad for these characters, and it genuinely makes you want to root for them. It genuinely makes you concerned for them. And I thought that was the best thing you could do with a movie like this. The script was great, and the acting was great. Justice Smith has been doing a phenomenal job as of recent, and I still think he's a super underrated actor. This movie was an overall good time. It was a A24 overly complicated mental warfare movie that we expected, but in the best way possible. It might not be a movie for everybody. With that being said, I gave I Saw the TV Glow a score of 8.7 out of 10. Now, to end off May, I unfortunately didn't get to catch Furiosa. That's probably gonna make June's what I saw this month, but I did finish on a strong note, and I did a video about this already, and you guys loved it. It did well, and I appreciate you guys so much. In a Violent Nature, you guys already know what I scored it, a 9.4 out of 10. There's not much I can say that has already been said. I mean, the movie was so good, I practically hated it. I love the movie, I love the concept, I love the villains, I love the writing, I love the cinematography, and I love the fact that it's a slasher movie that looks pretty. I mean, there's not much else for me to say about the movie. I made a video of itself. I made its own review, so you guys can click on my channel and look at that. It's the video before this. I rounded out my May with In a Violent Nature, and I enjoyed it a lot. It was the highest scoring film this month. May was a good month for movie. May was good to me. Film-wise, yeah, that's all I have to say. May was a good month for movies. If you guys enjoyed this, please make sure to like and subscribe. If you guys want me to review any other movie in depth, let me know in the comments and I'll do it. Anything coming, I have some vlogs coming up. Me and my friends are making a short film, so I want to be vlogging the process behind that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching the video, and yeah, see you.